Good day, everyone, and welcome again to our research, entitled A Research-Based Approach to Anti-Corruption Policies, Strengthening Transparency and Accountability in an Organization. Let's log in again to our Jibber 323 interface to discuss the content of Chapter 4 and Chapter 5 of our research. Together with my team, our researcher number 1, Ms. Julia Rodriguez, your researcher number 2, Ms. Theresa Mae Daang, and lastly, our researcher number 3 is Ms. Laica Leron.
Welcome to Chapter 4 of our research study. This section encapsulates the essence of our findings, emphasizing the crucial role that anti-corruption policies play in preserving the integrity and sustainability of organizations. Our research journey has centered on understanding what anti-corruption measures entail, why they are in modern organizational context, and how they can be effectively implemented. I am Julia Marie Rodriguez, your researcher number 1. To conclude our study, the primary focus has been highlighting the importance of anti-corruption policies in safeguarding organizational assets. We found that corruption can significantly undermine an organization's integrity, financial health, and operational efficiencies. Therefore, implementing anti-corruption measures is not just about compliance, but about protecting long-term sustainability and trust. One of the key takeaways is the need for strong employees. Educating employees about corruption risks and ethical behavior is essential in fostering a culture of integrity. Next is we emphasize the implementation of anti-corruption policies. This includes strong leadership, reward mechanisms, whistleblower system, the use of anti-corruption symbols, and encouraging peer accountability. We also look at effective practices from Unilever, as a company that has made significant strides in promoting ethical business conduct. Their comprehensive approach combines clear policies, training programs, and internal controls to reduce opportunities for corruption. Finally, the insight from this study aim to support policymakers, business leaders, and stakeholders in developing robust anti-corruption frameworks that strengthen governance and promote ethical practices from all levels. That's all for my part, and to discuss the other part of Chapter 4, may we call Ms. Theresa Mae Daang.
As corruption can negatively impact businesses, it's crucial for organizations to adopt anti-corruption strategies. Here are some of the recommendations based on our research. So for our first recommendation, it's the importance of anti-corruption policy in an organization. So by adopting an anti-corruption strategies, it can provide a clear and ethical foundation for business activities that can help to reduce the corruption inside the organization. So for our second recommendation, it's the adoption of whistleblower system, reward mechanism, and the display of anti-corruption symbols. Wherein whistleblower system, it encourages employees to report unethical behavior anonymously. In reward mechanism, it motivates employees to report corruption as there are rewards that they can obtain. And lastly, by having a visible symbols or anti-corruption symbols or messages within an organization, it can promote a culture of integrity and transparency. So for our third and last recommendation, this is for the future researchers. So you can develop clear guidelines and benchmarks to measure the effectiveness of these anti-corruption policies that we discuss in this study. You can also include a wider range of respondents in your future study, such as employees at all levels, the board members of an organization, and also the management, for you to get a comprehensive view of the issue that you will tackle.
Welcome to Chapter 5 of our research study. This chapter explores how anti-corruption policies promote ethical, transparent, and accountable practices in global organizations. It highlights the importance of these policies, the impact of corruption on businesses, and the role of leadership, culture, and regulation. from foundational theories to real-world insights and recommendations. It also examines the key drivers of ethical corporate behavior. I am Laica Leron, your researcher number 3. Finally, let's focus on executive summary of this research. So let me discuss to you first the purpose of the study. The main goal is to assess how well anti-corruption policies can combat unethical business behavior and promote a culture of integrity, transparency, and accountability in corporate environments. So it aims to understand how these policies can be effectively applied within multinational organizations, so which are often vulnerable to corruption due to their complex operations and global reach. Secondly, impact of corruption. Corruption is highlighted as a serious threat to businesses, particularly in multinational companies. It leads to higher operational costs, damages organizational reputation, and exposes companies to legal consequences. So, this impacts not only harm business performance, but also reduce stakeholders' trust and undermined governance structures. Third is theoretical framework. The study is grounded in institutional theory, which looks at how both formal institutions and informal institutions like laws and regulations, and informal institutions such as norms and company culture shape organizational behavior. This framework helps evaluate how institutional environments influence the development and success of anti-corruption measures. It also considers the significance of transparent regulations, ethical leadership, and a culture that upholds integrity. Fourth is research methodology. A mixed method approach was used, combining both primary data such as surveys and secondary data like case studies. As we use Unilever as our secondary source, this dual approach helps examine how effective tools like whistleblower protection, incentive systems, and employee engagement are in promoting an ethical workplace. However, the research was limited by factors such as small sample size and limited qualitative data. Fifth is findings. The study found that when implemented effectively, anti-corruption policies contribute to building an ethical corporate culture. Nevertheless, several challenges persist, including concerns over confidentiality, limited scope of data, and restricted participation, which hinder a comprehensively understanding of the issue. So despite these limitations, it is clear that structured anti-corruption frameworks can positively influence the corporate behavior. Lastly is recommendations. To strengthen corporate integrity and fight corruption, the study suggests first is implementing whistleblower systems to protect and empower those who report unethical conduct. Second is introducing ethical training programs to raise awareness and guide employee behavior. Third is using visible anti-corruption symbols. Examples, posters, internal campaigns to reinforce the organization's ethical stance. Additionally, future research should involve a broader range of stakeholders, such as board members and senior management, to ensure that policies are practical, inclusive, and aligned with corporate governance standards. In today's complex business landscape, anti-corruption efforts are a cornerstone of ethical, responsible, and sustainable enterprise. Implementing clear policies, fostering a culture of integrity, and empowering employees are vital steps. To ensure lasting impact, organizations must go beyond compliance, embracing continuous research, inclusive policymaking, and values-driven leadership. Together, we can create workplaces where ethics are the standard, not the exception. Thank you for joining our journey through the Divert 323 interface, from the login screen of Chapter 1 to the final pop-ups of Chapter 5. It's been quite the academic adventure filled with clicks of curiosity and scrolls of discovery. And now, as we prepare to hit the final log out button, know that your engagement has been the true highlight of this study. See you in the next interface of knowledge.